Dopamine, the brain's feel-good messenger, has become one of the most misunderstood chemicals in modern culture. Often blamed for addiction, distraction, and overstimulation, it's not the villain people think it is. In truth, dopamine is not about pleasure itself. It's about motivation, anticipation, and the drive to pursue what we find rewarding. According to neuroscientist Dr. Robert Sapolsky of Stanford University, dopamine spikes not when we get the reward, but when we expect it. That's what keeps us scrolling, checking, and chasing the promise of maybe something good next. What is dopamine, really? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter central to the brain's reward system, regulating attention, learning, and motivation. Research published in Nature Neuroscience shows that dopamine signals guide us toward behaviors that increase survival, like food, social connection, and achievement. But in the digital age, artificial stimuli, like social media notifications, fast-cut videos, and constant novelty, hijack this system. Each ping, like, and scroll triggers a mini dopamine surge, teaching the brain to crave more short-term stimulation instead of long-term satisfaction. The dopamine trap and overstimulation. This constant exposure to high-reward, low-effort stimuli creates what psychologists call the dopamine trap. Studies from the Journal of Behavioral Addictions show that repeated overstimulation desensitizes dopamine receptors, making everyday activities, studying, reading, or socializing, feel less rewarding. Neuroscientist Dr. Anna Lemke, author of Dopamine Nation, explains that this imbalance pushes the brain into a cycle of craving and withdrawal. The more pleasure we seek, the more pain we feel. When dopamine levels fluctuate wildly, we experience anxiety, irritability, and a diminished sense of focus. The myth of dopamine detox. Despite what social media trends suggest, you can't reset your dopamine through total deprivation. Dopamine is essential for survival. You can't turn it off like a switch. What most people call a dopamine detox is actually a form of stimulus control, reducing exposure to activities that flood the reward system. Neuroscientific reviews from Frontiers in Human Neuroscience confirm that abstaining from digital overstimulation can restore sensitivity to natural rewards. But the process is gradual. The goal isn't to eliminate pleasure, it's to rebalance it. What to avoid, and what to rebuild. Activities that spike dopamine unnaturally include endless scrolling, binge watching, gaming, gambling, and fast food. Replacing these with low dopamine habits like walking, reading, journaling, slow breathing, or deep work helps the brain regain balance. Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford University emphasizes that the key is not deprivation, but controlled engagement, spacing out high stimulation experiences, practicing mindful focus, and rewarding effort rather than outcome. Detox duration, benefits, and challenges. A sustainable dopamine detox isn't about 24 hours of silence. It's about consistent moderation over weeks. Clinical data from psychological science suggests that within 2 to 4 weeks of reduced digital exposure, individuals report improved focus, reduced anxiety, and greater motivation for long-term goals. However, the first few days can feel uncomfortable. The brain craves the quick hits it's used to. Recognizing this as temporary withdrawal helps you persist through the discomfort. The benefits? Clearer thinking, stronger self-control, and renewed joy in simple experiences. The risks? Going too extreme, isolation or guilt for normal enjoyment. Balance, not purity, is the real goal. Conclusion. The truth is, dopamine isn't your enemy. It's your compass. Modern life just keeps spinning it too fast. Learning to slow it down isn't about rejection of pleasure, but rediscovering presence. As Dr. Lemke reminds us, we find real pleasure only when we stop running from discomfort. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to Mindset Maven for more science-backed insights into psychology, focus, and emotional resilience. Because mastering your mind starts with understanding it.